Alright, so this is going to be another reading for Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, many of you may be struggling with something with the Five of Wands here. The Five of Wands is about conflict and arguments, and I'm seeing that many of you may be struggling with arguing with other people in your life or conflict with other people in your life. I'm hearing drama, I'm hearing stress, and it's almost like no matter what you do, it never really seems to end. There always kind of seems to be conflict with these people in your life. And I'm seeing that it's taken a lot of strength for you to kind of rise above and be the better person. And many of you may be the better person all the time, or it feels like, why do I always have to be the better person, or why do I always have to kind of rise above? Why can't these people meet me on my level? And it looks really, really exhausting for you. And so that's kind of the energy that I see you moving through today. Now, I want to dive into the tarot and tell you a little bit about the oracle cards that I pulled out for today. But before I do that, I just want to thank you for being here and for receiving the reading. And if it resonates with you, please like and subscribe to lend your energy to the channel and co-create messages with me that resonate even more for you. I also offer personal readings if you would like a personal reading, and if you would like the extended reading, there is an extended that is available in my description box below on Patreon. But let's dive in here, Sagittarius. I'm seeing that the oracle cards for today are Existence, Thunderbolt, and Clinging to the Past in the reverse. So you may have kind of gone around and around with these people, and it feels like it's not really getting better, or it's not really changing. And it's almost like your higher self is trying to tell you something here with the High Priestess in the center of the reading. And what the High Priestess is trying to tell you, what your intuition is trying to tell you on a sort of higher level, is something about your existence and the meaning of your path and the meaning of your life. And with the Thunderbolt here, you may have a realization that you're actually meant for greater things, or you're like the people that you're engaging with right now are not the people that are most supportive to you or your life's past. And so what you're meant to do at this time is to release and to stop clinging to the past, to let the past be in the past, and to let anything that's currently in your energy that isn't work for you be in the past. And you may have this realization now, or kind of moving forward, or maybe you're kind of going through this realization actively of realizing that the people in your life are not meant to be in your life for the long term, and that's coming up because there's consistent conflict with them, or maybe you feel like you can't trust them, and there's something deeper there that's meant to be illuminated for you about what is meant for your life. And so remember that if you are saying yes to something, you're actually saying no to something else that could be in its place. And so if you're actively saying yes to people being in your life who are causing conflict, who are causing drama, who are causing frustration, you are not making room for the people who are actually meant to be in your life. And so I'm seeing that you may need to move forward from these energies and leave them behind, but you may not even realize that with the Two of Swords. You could be really stressed about how other people feel about you, or how other people see you, or your reputation, or your role in this group dynamic. There could be this feeling of, I don't want to let other people down, or what if other people don't like me, or specifically, what if other people talk about me? And you could be really worried about people gossiping, or spreading lies or rumors about you. And I'm seeing that at one point this may have really preoccupied you. For many of you, you may have moved on from this kind of concern. Who are these people that you are engaging with? Like, what was going on with them? Whoever they were, I just see that you were kind of holding on to what they thought of you, or what they were saying, or it may have felt hard to kind of detach yourself from how they felt or what was going on with them. And it comes through as like an illusion that you were trapped under for a long time, and then eventually I see that you did set yourself free with the Fool card and try to move forward. The Fool card is Gemini season, which is in June. So many of you could be going through that now or just now making that decision. But I see that eventually you kind of realize, like, this isn't really making sense, or these people aren't really resonating for me, and you decided to move on. But even as you decided to move on, there could still have been a feeling of looking back at these people and kind of wondering what's going on with them, that kind of kept you from feeling clarity, feeling fully free from it. So many of you may have removed yourself from situations by, like, physically relocating or just getting a new friend group or moving into a new home or something like that. But it's hard for you to fully feel happiness and fully move into that happy place, because there could be a part of you that's still kind of attached to what are these people doing, or how do they feel, or what are they saying, that has sort of a very powerful hold over you and kind of takes this external conflict and makes it internal. In the current energy, many of you could kind of be going within with the High Priestess, or it could be a time for you to go within. It could be important for you to kind of balance out your energies by taking time to yourself, by meditating. But you may be kind of denying yourself that experience, or you may kind of see this as a time of loneliness, or I'm not good enough, or maybe you're really grieving the loss of these connections in your life. And Spirit's actually trying to show you that this time of solitude is here so that you can rebalance your own energy, and so that you can love yourself through what's actually been a very difficult process for you. And so even if it's been difficult in the material world, like maybe you've struggled with finances because of this, maybe you've just struggled to kind of get back on your feet after leaving whatever this was behind, the purpose is actually for you to kind of love yourself in a way that you haven't before. And I'm seeing that there could be such a lack mindset around you here that you're not fully embracing this moment for what it is. So if you're resonating with this reading, know that this is a time period for you to focus on yourself in a way that maybe in the past you only ever focused on other people. And to kind of give yourself the love that you deserve. If you were to kind of lean into this opportunity, lean into this period of time, you would find that there's a lot of freedom available to you. There's a lot of invigorating energy available to you. There's a lot of empowerment that's available to you. It's almost like an opportunity for you to leave behind the shit that held you down in the past and, you know, really move forward and really step into your power and really feel that lightness, that happiness, that excitement for what's next. But it's almost like you're refusing to feel that, or you're not feeling it because you're spending so much time on what you went through, and it comes through as quite a blockage, and it comes through as something that you're kind of holding on to that's really defining how you feel emotionally. It's almost like you got so used to being in pain over this and being upset and thinking about all the things that upset you that it's like you don't even know how to create an emotional world outside of the pain from this situation. And Spirit's kind of showing me if you would allow yourself a chance to really rest and stop thinking about those things, because it comes through as overthinking and self-deception, and it comes through as exhausting. And if you were to kind of allow yourself to rest mentally, you would find that there are some really beautiful energies available to you. And these are the energies that are actually meant for you at this time. With the Justice card, you deserve happiness. You deserve freedom. You deserve to feel appreciated and loved. And part of what that's going to require is you not just, Xing these people out of your life, but really diving into the energy of standing on your own 2 feet, providing for yourself, focusing on yourself in a way that you've never focused on yourself in the past, and really devoting your energy in the material world to yourself, devoting your time to yourself, devoting money to yourself, all the love and the energy and the communication that you gave to other people it's time for you to really refocus that on yourself in a way that may feel counterintuitive because you've never done it before. And so for many of you, I see you completely overlooking this opportunity for self-love and self-care because you're so wrapped up in what happened with other people in the past. And the message here is really strong that it's time for you to make a conscious decision to move on from the past yourself. And for many of you, it's not that you're supposed to just drop it and stop feeling the feelings that you have, especially if you are upset or you are hurt. You can feel those feelings and have those feelings. But there's a difference between feeling the feelings and thinking about the events that happened and going over and over in your head and obsessing about them and giving all your mind space and all your energy to what happened in the past. And Spirit's really saying it's time for you to let go of that and to step into your heart space and to step into a kinder way of being. If you know that people can be nicer, that you deserve nicer people, that you deserve kindness, that you deserve love, the first step is to start embodying that energy and being that energy and extending that energy to yourself. If you haven't already, I think eventually you're going to realize that these people that you are engaged with or the dynamics that you are engaged with, you could never really trust them and you could never really rely on them, and they only ever kind of made you sad and made you hurt, and you may be really disappointed because you're feeling like you lost out on some type of, for many of you this could be your family, and you're feeling like you don't have the supportive family life that you once did or that you dreamed of, or you could feel like you let down a lot of people, and maybe for others of you these were people that you worked with and you were working with them on a big project and you let them down. And I see you really being very hard on yourself about not making this work in some way, and I see that the piece that kind of needs to click into place is that it wasn't actually your fault, that this was kind of destined to move in this direction because of the way that all these energies came together, and that it wasn't just you not being good enough or not being what the group needed or something like that. It was really that the other people around you were not reliable and were not on your frequency and able to appreciate everything that you had to offer. And so this was almost like doomed from the start. But I'm seeing that maybe you don't realize that yet, and that once you pour into yourself and you start to prioritize yourself, you might start to see the ways that these other energies were always kind of lacking and were never really showing up for you. And so you may feel like you're missing out on something, but actually this was sort of a gift in disguise because it eventually brought you closer to yourself. And so I kind of see you starting to ask yourself, like, what about me? Like, do people value me? Do people care about me? And putting yourself first rather than putting these other people first, and kind of understanding that you are the prize, you are the desirable one, not these other people, but you. And so you don't really need to worry about what they're saying about you. They need to worry about how you see them, because you are such a gift and such a blessing in the world, and other people in the past may not have appreciated that about you. And it's really time for you to move towards people who fully appreciate what you have to offer and all the beauty that you are in your own right. You could be kind of disappointed that these people weren't that they weren't able to give you the love that you wanted and that you needed. And so that could be kind of why I see you holding on to the idea of these people, or some kind of hope that this is going to work out in the end. The reason you care so much about what they think is because they meant something to you and you wanted to be loved by them and you wanted to love them, and you're kind of holding on to this idea of, well, it could have been great with those people. And you may have to really almost like soothe yourself through the process of understanding that they really weren't worth your energy and that they weren't what you thought they were. And I see that you may have become kind of disillusioned with these people, or you may kind of have realized that they just weren't everything that you thought they were going to be, and that could be what you're really struggling to move on from, is not just the actual disappointment of their behavior, but the disappointment of thinking that you were going to have a community or you were going to have a support system that you ended up just not having. But ultimately, it was a gift in disguise that you kind of moved on from this, because I see much better things coming for you once you really release this. And for many of you, it may take some time, but I ultimately see that you are going to release the past. Spirit wants you to know that eventually you're going to meet people who make you feel a lot better. And I don't know who that's going to be, but I will take a look at the future in the extended reading. So if you've listened this far, thanks so much. And if you're interested in the extended reading, I'll see you there. If not, and this is where our connection ends today, that's fine too. But I hope this helped. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.